Hi, hello, and welcome back to PJs and Pages. Today, I am just going to be doing a little book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a while, and in the recent past, I've gotten quite a few books. I have gotten some subscription boxes. I have gotten some purchases that I've made randomly throughout my days, and I just kind of want to take you through those. I've got 8 books to go through today, so let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I have, and I still need to clean the sticky ickiness off of it because it had a sticker on it. Don't we hate stickers? Hate stickers. So it is dirty, but I need to clean it, is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And I've seen this book like everywhere. This is a popular book. It is about a coffee shop that you can travel back in time or into the future. I don't know. You can time travel, but you can only stay as long as your coffee is hot. So as soon as the coffee gets cold, you get sent back to the future, I'm assuming. So it follows like little vignettes of people who are going to this coffee shop and traveling back in time. And I've heard that it is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I've been really wanting to read it. It's short. It's a little book. Like, I don't know if you can tell how little it is. It's cute. I've heard that it is beautifully written, beautifully translated, and yeah, it says, over the course of one summer, 4 customers visit the cafe in the hopes of making that journey. But time travel isn't so simple, and there are rules that must be followed. Most important, the trip can last only as long as it takes for the coffee to get cold. Yep, they travel back in time. Small back alley of Tokyo. Sounds cute. I'm ready to read it. So that's book 1. The second book I bought is going to be a surprising one because I typically do not like trauma porn, but I keep seeing this book everywhere and I just feel like it's calling to me. And I am kind of in the mood for a sad read, and so I want to have it ready when I am ready. And that is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihira. I think that's how you say her name. It is a National Book Award finalist. It won all sorts of awards. It's a very contentious book. A lot of people I see talking about it say that they loved it, but they wouldn't recommend it because it was so traumatic. I guess I just have to read it to find out for myself. But it is about 4 college classmates broke adrift and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition as they moved to New York in search of fame and fortune, while their relationships, which are tinged by addiction, success, and pride, deepen over the decades. The men are held together by their devotion to the brilliant, enigmatic Jude, a man scarred by an unspeakable childhood trauma, a hymn to brotherly bonds, and a masterful depiction of love in the 21st century. Hanya Yanagihara's stunning novel is about the families we are born into and those that we make for ourselves. So it sounds like it's going to be devastating just from the back. I've heard that it's devastating. That cover is devastating, but it keeps calling to me. I keep seeing it everywhere, and I feel like it's just one of those things that I have to pick up and find out for myself. So, Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. The next book I got, or I don't know what order these are in. I think I just put them in order of their size, honestly. But another book that I got recently was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This edition, I have not seen anyone showing it off. It is the Owl Crate Adult Box subscription edition, and it is beautiful. So for those of you who have not heard of Bride, it is about Misery Lark, daughter of a powerful vampire councilman, and is an outcast. Her days of living anonymously among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an alliance between the vampires and the mortal enemies, the Wares. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lo Morland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice or feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right he was. Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience, reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances, and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about, and she is willing to do whatever it takes to get what's hers. So it is a marriage of convenience, paranormal romance, and this edition is stunning. There are no sprayed edges, but it is a completely different cover than anything, than the original cover. I think, does this have, no, it doesn't have the original cover on the back, and the inside is like that. So it's not even the original cover inside. It's, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's a really nice edition. And I haven't decided whether I like the white or the black better. Honestly, I kind of like the white. And the naked hardback is like, there's a picture on it, which is pretty cool. And there is, what is that called? And paper art. And then it is also signed by Ali Hazelwood herself. And it is a real signature, bleeds through the back. So really excited about reading Bride. I like Ali Hazelwood. I try to make sure that I read her books with enough distance in between them, so that way they don't sound the same, because her male main characters and her female main characters tend to be very, very similar, if not exactly the same. So I try to make sure that I put a good distance of time in between my reads of her books, but every time I read them, it's a good time. So can't wait to read Bride also. Next up in my books that I recently purchased, I was making a trip to the Target, and there's a Barnes & Noble's right next door to it. My book club had already decided on their May book of the month, so we are reading Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I have heard nothing but great things about this. Well, actually, that's not true. I've heard some negative things about it, so it's a little bit contentious, but it sounds really good. A charming, witty, and compulsively readable exploration of friendship, reckoning, and hope that traces a widow's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus. And that is why there's an octopus on the cover. As Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sewell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son, Eric, mysteriously vanished on a boat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with the curmudgeonly Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. Shelby Van Pelt's debut novel is a gentle reminder that sometimes taking a hard look at the past can help uncover a future that once felt impossible. So it sounds really good. It was also a Read with Jenna book, apparently. I can't get the sticker off. It's printed on the dang book. Can you believe that? Anywho, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I bought that one because we're going to be reading it for a book club, and it actually sounds really, really good, so I'm excited about it. Next up, I got How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. This one is a mystery, and it was compared to The Thursday Murder Club, which is one of my favorite mystery books. And this one is about Frances Adams. It's 1965, and teenage Frances Adams is at an English country fair with her 2 best friends, but Frances's life takes a hairpin turn when a fortune teller makes a bone-chilling prediction. One day, Frances will be murdered. Frances spends a lifetime trying to solve a crime that hasn't happened yet, compiling dirt on every person who crosses her path in an effort to prevent her own demise. For decades, no one takes Frances seriously, until that is, nearly 60 years later, when Frances is found murdered. In the present day, Annie Adams has been summoned to a meeting at the sprawling country estate of her wealthy and reclusive great-aunt Frances. But by the time Annie arrives in the quaint English village of Castle Knoll, Frances is already dead. Annie is determined to catch the killer, but thanks to Frances's lifelong habit of digging up secrets, it seems every endearing and eccentric villager might just have a motive for her murder. Can Annie safely unravel the dark mystery at the heart of Castle Knoll, or will dredging up the past throw her into the path of a killer? As Annie gets closer to the truth and closer to the danger, she starts to fear she might inherit her great-aunt's fate instead of her fortune. So it sounds really good. I think it's going to be, if it's anything like the Thursday Murder Club, it's going to be a mixture of really good with some suspense, but also really cute. I hope that the characters are just as cute as the characters from the Thursday Murder Club. Next up, I got Diabolo by Jennifer Thorne. This is a horror, and it looks absolutely creepy. Oh my God, it looks so creepy. I'm so excited about it. It isn't easy when she's the only one in the family who doesn't quite seem to fit in. Her twin brother Benny goes with the flow so much he's practically dissolved, and her older sister Nicole is so used to everyone, including her blandly docile husband and 2 kids, falling in line with that Anna often ends up in trouble for simply asking a question. Mom seizes every opportunity to question her life choices, and Dad, when not reminding everyone who paid for this vacation, just wants some peace and quiet. The gorgeous remote villa in tiny Monteperso seems like a perfect place to endure so much family togetherness until things start going off the rails. The strange noises at night, the unsettling warnings from the local villagers, and the dark, violent past of the villa itself. Jennifer Thorne skewers all too familiar family dynamics in this sly, wickedly funny vacation gothic. Beautifully unhinged and deeply satisfying, Diabolo is a sharp twist on the classic haunted house story, exploring loneliness, belonging, and the seemingly inescapable bonds of family mythology. So, I like a good family drama, and I like a good horror. I like a good gothic story, and this seems to have all of it included. So I'm really, really excited for this one. I kind of wish we were taking a family vacation so I could read it on the family vacation, because that would be so fun. So meta. I love it. I don't know that we're taking a real family vacation for a while though. So maybe we are. I don't know. Have to think about that. We might be going somewhere in July that I could consider taking this on. So Diabolo by Jennifer Thorne is another book that I recently bought. I'm really excited about, and it's a horror. I love horror. It's one of my favorite genres. I don't talk about it often because I don't read it as often. I don't think there's as many books out there being published that are horror, besides like, you know, Stephen King. Like, he's a big one, but I guess there are. I just don't know as much about them, but every time I read a horror book, it is almost a 5-star read. So clearly horror is probably my genre. So Diabolo, very excited about it. Next up, I've got a Fairy Loot book I got, and I actually have the art for this one, and I haven't gotten to it yet. So I went ahead and I got it anyway. It is digitally signed by the author. It's got a little letter from her, and it's beautiful. This is A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. It's got some sprayed edges. Ooh, let's see if I can focus it. There we go. Some sprayed edges that are absolutely beautiful. It gives me major Swan Lake vibes just from the cover. Let's go ahead and read what it's about. A Feather So Black is a sizzling fantasy romance set in a world of perilous magic and moonlit forests, spinning a seductive tale of a changeling princess, her cursed sister, and a dangerous Fey lord she must defeat to save her family. So I don't know that I want to read much more than that. That sounds fascinating. I'm good with just that as the premise and going into it a little bit blind. What is this? The story continues in A Crown So Silver, book 2. Oh my God, it's the first book in a series. Fun. Okay, so A Feather So Black, first book in a series. Might wait on reading that until it gets closer to when the second book comes out. Just so that way if it ends on a cliffhanger, I get to have the second book too. But it is beautiful. The cover art is stunning. It doesn't look like any of the other cover arts that they've done recently. It's slightly different than the original cover art, but it's pretty close to the original cover art. So if I wanted to change it back, but I don't because it's really pretty. And then, oh, the naked hardback. Fairy Loot just does their books so well, I really gotta say. I actually recently had to cancel all of my subscriptions because we're trying to save some money. And I probably will eventually go back to them when we're not trying to save money anymore, but Fairy Loot is definitely one of the ones that I'm sad to see go because their editions are just so beautiful. So that is A Feather So Black. And finally, we have Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. This one is from Illumicrate, and it is absolutely beautiful as well. It's got some sprayed edge. Look at those sprayed edges. Oh my God, they're just so gorgeous. This cover is beautiful. And then once again, a naked hardback that's just absolutely stunning. I really like when they do these printed on, like there's another image on it. It doesn't have inside character art, it's just blank inside, but it is a beautiful cover and a beautiful naked hardback. I'm really excited to read this one. Oh, and it's got character art. So it looks like these are mermaids. It looks like we got mermaids, people. I love mermaids. Like, Okay, favorite mythical creatures? Mermaids. Some people like unicorns. Not this girl. Mermaids. When I was little, every time I would go in the water, I swore I was going to get a tail because I had to be a mermaid. That's just how it had to be. So anyway, welcome to Tiankawi, a shining pearl of a human civilization and a safe haven for those fleeing civil unrest. Or at least that's how it first appears. But in the semi-flooded city, humans are, quite literally, on top, peering down from shining towers and aerial walkways on the Fathom Folk, sirens, sea witches, kelpies, and kappas, who live in the polluted waters below. For half-siren Mira, promotion to captain of the border guard means an opportunity to help her downtrodden people. But if earning the trust and respect of her human colleagues wasn't hard enough, everything Mira has worked towards is put in jeopardy when Nami, a know-it-all water dragon Fathom Folk royalty, is exiled to the city. When extremists sabotage the annual boat race, violence erupts, as does the clampdown on Fathom Folk rights. Both Nami and Mira must decide if the cost of change is worth paying, or if Tiankawi should be left to drown. This debut fantasy inspired by East Asian mythology and ocean folktales is perfect for fans of Jade City, The Bone Shard Daughter, and House of Earth and Blood. I haven't read any of those books yet, but like I said, it's got mermaids, so it's already a winner in my book. Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan, beautiful Illumicrate edition. And that is all the books that I have recently acquired. Actually, I'm sure there's more, but I can't think of any. I couldn't find them. This is what I could find. Let me just... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I've got. I've also got some Kindle books that I recently acquired, but maybe I should do those. Maybe I should do my Kindle books. Hold on. All right, so for fun, just some of the Kindle books that I've recently gotten while they were on super sale. I got Elatsui by Darcy Little Badger. That is a middle grade, or it's YA. I don't know, middle grade or YA. A Texas teen comes face to face with a cousin's ghost and vows to unmask the murder. Elatsui, Ellie for short, lives in an alternate contemporary America shaped by the ancestral magic and knowledge of its indigenous and immigrant groups. She can raise the spirits of dead animals, most importantly her ghost dog Kirby. When her beloved cousin dies, all signs point to a car crash, but his ghost tells her otherwise. He was murdered. Who killed him and how did he die? With the help of her family, her best friend Jay, and the memory great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother Elatsui must track down the killer and unravel the mystery of this creepy town and its dark past. But will the nefarious townsfolk and a mysterious doctor stop her before she gets started? A breathtaking debut novel featuring an asexual Apache teen protagonist, Elatsui combines mystery, horror, noir, ancestral knowledge, haunting illustrations, fantasy elements, and is one of the most talked about debuts of the year. So, oh, is there a second book? Shane Linde, a prequel to Elatsui. Well, either way, I've got Elatsui. I had seen this everywhere for a while. I do tend to really gravitate towards Native American fiction. I really like the style of writing that I've seen from a lot of the indigenous authors, and I'm really excited to read that one. Another one I recently picked up is this one's middle grade, and it is The Last Cuentista. It's a Newbery Medal winner, and it is by Donna Barbara Higuera. This one is about... Había una vez, there lived a girl named Petra Peña who wanted nothing more than to be a storyteller like her abuelita. But Petra's world is ending. Earth has been destroyed by a comet, and only a few hundred scientists and their children, among them Petra and her family, have been chosen to journey to a new planet. They are the ones who must carry on the human race. Hundreds of years later, Petra wakes to this new planet and the discovery that she is the only person who remembers Earth. A sinister collective has taken over the ship during its journey, bent on erasing the sins of humanity's past. They have systematically purged the memories of all aboard, or purged them altogether. Petra alone now carries the stories of our past, and with them any hope for our future. Can she make them live again? It sounds so good. So good, and it's kind of sci-fi, which I'm really excited about, because as you may or may not know, I am currently getting really into sci-fi recently. So really excited about that one. I also got off of NetGalley Baby X by, I don't know who it's by actually. Oh, it's not showing the author. It was an aardvark pick though, so I know that I think it's already been released, but it was a read now, so I picked it up because I really wanted to read it. And it was also a sci-fi about, if I'm not mistaken, like in vitro and fertilization, like I think it's like a celebrity, like this woman is able to buy this man's semen and like in vitro, like have his baby. I don't know. Sounds really creepy and an interesting conversation on in vitro and celebrities and all of that. So I'm really excited about it. The other one that I picked up recently is Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie. I have seen a couple of people talk about it, but specifically Peruse Project on YouTube. I watch her videos all the time and she is obsessed with this series. So I thought, I saw the first one on sale and I figured why not pick it up. It is a winner of the Hugo, Nebula, and Arthur C. Clarke Awards, and it follows a warship trapped in a human body on a quest for revenge. So once she was the Justice of Torin, a colossal starship with an artificial intelligence linking thousands of soldiers in the service of the Rock, the empire that conquered the galaxy. Now an act of treachery has ripped it all away, leaving her with one fragile human body, unanswered questions, and a burning desire for vengeance. Sounds like another AI kind of having human qualities, and we're following that. I'm all about that. That sounds great, but not as funny as Murderbot, probably, by the sounds of it. She really loves this series, and I've seen it like touted other places, so I'm really excited to read it. And Ann Leckie has won all sorts of awards all over the place for science fiction, so I'm excited to read a book by her. That is all of the books I've recently gotten. So both physical books and some Kindle books that I got while they were on sale. If you don't know, find yourself, like, I think it's BookBub is who I do it through. It lets you know when there's books on sale for the Kindle. It just like sends you an email and lets you know, hey, these are the books that are on sale today. And I found some really great finds that way. Like really popular books that normally are 15 something dollars. So I've gotten them for $3. It's great. I really highly recommend it. So it's actually a little dangerous if we're being honest. So that is my book haul, and thank you so much for joining me on this. It has been so fun, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.